Welcome to The Holistic Nurse with your host, Peggy Smith. Peggy will introduce and educate her viewers about the differences between alternative, holistic, and complementary medical therapies. Her goal is to empower the lay medical consumer to learn how to advocate for themselves. So now, please welcome the host of The Holistic Nurse, Peggy Smith.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of The Holistic Nurse with Peggy Smith. We are going to be discussing today holistic skincare. And my guest today, I'd like to welcome Nisa, she is a nurse, a fellow nurse, and she just launched her own product of holistic skincare products this week. Yesterday was her birthday, so let's wish her a happy birthday and welcome to our show, Nisa.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So it's a pleasure. So holistic skincare, people don't realize that, it's more than just taking care of your skin. It's kind of a reflection about how you feel about yourself. And tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you start this business?
So I started my business when I was in nursing school, my last semester, actually about to graduate. And I wanted to do something where it spoke a little bit more on for me at that time. So I started off making my body scrubs and selling them by just making them natural within my living room. And it kind of took off, and I got a lot of good feedback from it. So I was just like, okay, this is my lane. This is where I belong. So I kind of just stuck with it. It's skincare. I always got compliments on my skin, how even toned it was, and how my face was always clear. So I knew this was the lane that I belong in.
So did you sort of begin like on the kitchen table, mixing up natural
Yeah.
concoctions?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Literally saw some brown sugar, some lemon juice, and just went to Google Town and just went in with all different types of research on what ingredients will mix well together without any issues. And that's how it started.
Yeah, old-fashioned mother. She was first generation European. And I
Mhm.
didn't realize until she had passed how holistic she was. Simple things like when she had never let me wear makeup in high school, and she never wore makeup. She had her face cleansing process the same every day. Um, between Noxzema and Dove soap, that's what she cleaned with. When I wanted to dye my hair, she let me use natural lemon juice, and I got some really great. Lemon juice is such a top, cleanser for everything, a detox. But a lot of times, we don't realize that when we look in the mirror, what we're looking at is kind of how we feel about ourselves. And if you're starting the day off and you want to feel good, you have to put some effort to it. It doesn't come naturally, especially as you get as older toward the spectrum that I'm on. Um, so, what are some of the principles and what did you learn along the way in your journey about what does it take for good skincare?
For one, it takes a lot of patience and consistency. You have to really allow your skin to break down all those barriers that the skin has in order for it to be on that level of consistency with softness or glow or any hyperpigmentation. You got to stay pretty much consistent. What I can also say, it costs. It really does cost to have skincare products or a routine because it's different products and different formulas for different issues. So that's probably my principle for skincare is to always stay patient, stay consistent, and do know it costs. Or if you have time, you can create everything within your kitchen, just like I did.
Okay, so were you good in chemistry at school or baking? What was your background?
So I did. I honestly, it was science. Yeah, I like science a lot. um, and more so English and persuasive essays and that type of matter. But I never thought I will be in this position where I was actually making products or making anything from scratch. As far as like a hobby of mine, I was always into like fashion and dancing and things like that. So I never thought I would be in this position, but I knew I was going to gear to something like this, being as though I love helping others. And I was a nurse. I am a nurse and also a medical assistant. And just being in the healthcare field for over 15 years now, I knew I wanted to help people, but I knew to help them in my form of fashion. And this is my way right now.
Well, I know that being a nurse is very challenging these days. It's not what we often grew up thinking we wanted to be. Um, and it's and you have to be creative, and we try on this show to teach people to take control of their life, because if you leave it up to what's available in healthcare, you're kind of left behind sometimes.
Right,
Um,
right.
and I found over the years that even if what you're doing, uh, like common sense wise or scientifically, doesn't make any sense and it should make a difference, you're communicating with your brain and your heart that you're trying to help yourself, and the mind wants to please. Um, so your products, are they based mostly for ethnic products, or are they things that apply to all types of skin
It's
types?
for all skin types, all ages, all groups. Everybody has a skin issue, or even if you don't have a skin issue, you just want to keep it perfected. This product that I have is a cleansing, calming, and detoxifying product. So it's more on the neutral side of the first phase of your skin routine. So it's just simply giving your skin a fresh start into something that, once you stay consistent and stay on it, it will grow into a glow, honestly. So,
Okay. So do you personally use a lot of makeup yourself, or is your
no,
skincare no, not at all?
I don't. I mean, for purposes now, I have a light makeup on, but people don't know the secret to makeup is to make sure your skin is right under it. So your makeup is not going to sit perfectly if you have, other issues under your skin if you didn't put any serums or Vaseline. People don't know. Everyone needs to use sunscreen every day, not just in the
Yeah,
sun. So
yeah.
once,
People also don't realize that most of our autoimmune disorders are really emotionally based, or the allergies, like somebody with malignant psoriasis. Um, yes, there's all kinds of scientific, expensive creams and medicines, and maybe that's what you need to get a handle on it in the beginning. But if you can look at your lifestyle, you might discover that, oh, my face always breaks out right before I have a test, or,
yes.
if you're still a student, or if you're doing something uncomfortable, or if you really hate your job, um, you might realize that on the weekend your skin is perfect. And Monday morning comes and you're breaking out everywhere. And,
Mhm. And
stress,
well, rest as well.
stress is a big factor. Um, And so, what is a typical routine that you would recommend? I know when you're going on new medication, they suggest, for good reason, not to do more than one new medicine at a time unless it's absolutely necessary for whatever you're being treated for. Because if you have a reaction, if it doesn't work, you're not going to know what's working and what didn't work. Um, I kind of feel like it should be the same with skincare. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
So, do you have a history in your family or your own personal life of anything autoimmune or allergies?
I would say I recently discovered for me when I'm a little bit stressed out, my scalp gets irritated a lot. So that's still part of skincare and the dermatology portion of it. My skin gets very irritated and very inflamed and sensitive. So that's when I kind of know like I'm stressing out just a little too much because now it's kind of affecting how my scalp is. My hair will start to fall out a little bit. So I know even with moisture in my scalp or putting the hair growth serums on, that's not going to help it because it's mainly a stress issue for me. So in order for me to keep my nice thick hair, I would need to keep my stress down a lot because you can even with your skin, you can be putting something on top of your skin trying to clear a spot, but that might be melanoma or other issues that you might have to kind of go see a dermatologist for. So my recommendation will always to be if you have a long-term skin issue or problem, to definitely go see a doctor about it.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. We'll be right back after a break, and maybe we can talk about some of the medical implications that affects our skin when we come back.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals.
Hi, welcome back. We have as our guest today, Nisa, who has her own line of holistic skin cleansing products. Um, and tell us more about your products, what's in them, and why they work so well.
So we have the matcha, and I have it in two different textures. I have a dry texture and a wet texture. I went with two different textures for different reasons. Some people might not like the harshness that some exfoliating come on with the sugar and the fine sugar. Doesn't mean that it comes off harsh, but it just on your skin is just a little hard. So I decided to come up with my own formula, which is a wet portion of exfoliating, which means that I kind of hydrated the powders and the flour and the sugars with lavender water.
Okay, that sounds relaxing. So when you're like, uh, how long of your morning does your skincare routine take? Nurses are usually pretty busy, and especially if you're night shift, you don't spend a lot of time on skincare.
Second nature. It can take about 5 minutes. If you have everything lined up in front of you, you know exactly what you're going for each day and each morning and night, because daytime and nighttime have different routines. So if you know what you're looking for, you going for it. For me, it's like it's literally part of my getting dressed segment. So just like how you'll get out the shower, put on some lotion, and put your clothes on, it's just like right in that segment, I would just do a quick facial routine and then just hop on to doing my hair, doing my makeup, getting dressed, all of that. all in one little segment.
And what about other aspects of your self-care? What kind of diet do you usually have? And
So I actually was on a pescatarian diet for 8 years.
okay,
Um, I ate nothing but fish, seafood, and I became also plant-based for the last 7 years. So I started eating more plant-based products. I also decided to cut out any like excessive like sugars and breads and carbs. I just kind of just listened to my body, allow my body to flow with where it was going. Cause I was kind of turning up there in age. I actually turned 34 yesterday.
well, happy
So
birthday.
my body, thank you. So my body kind of just needed a reset at that moment to just reset everything from birth to 20. I want to say I started at 27 or 28. And then that's when I just allowed myself to just let it just go through the whole motion of solids or trying different fruits or trying different dishes and different cultures. And I just continue on with just nourishing my body with more natural foods and herbs and things like that.
So, do you have any? You don't have to disclose too much. Any baseline medical problems that made you start thinking this way? Are you gluten free, for instance?
Family did. A lot of family healthcare issues. My healthcare issue is asthma.
Okay.
So I don't, I mean, kinda with your diet, I can see, but not really because it was like more, I grew out of it. So it's like a seasonal asthma thing for me. But I think it was just seeing my grandfather on dialysis and being a nurse and a medical assistant myself. I'm like, I don't think you have to get older and take medication. So that's when I was like, whatever I have to do to correct what my part of it, I'm gonna do it. So that's kind of how I started my little healthy to my best ability. You can't avoid it if it happens. Like, oh, if I had to take high blood pressure because of other reasons, that's what it is. But if I can avoid it with foods, I'm gonna do that part. So that's what I did.
Okay. So your family has like diabetes, kidney pressure, the high blood pressure, typical.
Not diabetes, but some blood pressure issues and things like that. Yeah.
And did you grow up with a family mentality of, eating healthy, or did you eat like most families?
No, I think because I grew up in North Philly, we had a lot of convenience stores, and I know on the weekends we would go to a lot of restaurants and things like that, but nothing where I felt like, it was more healthy and for us as like, salads, or we had some salads, but it wasn't like, just straight up greens and things like that. But I do feel like um it's just how we was raised, and it was more comfortable to prepare your food in that manner. Until you get into healthcare or get around different people, you realize like, it's different ways that you can make different dishes without having to incorporate certain things. So
Yeah, I know with my first husband, because he came from a family, Italian background with lots of blood pressure, diabetes, kidney disease, all, things like that. But it didn't matter how I cooked my food. If I could make it with no salt. He was going to put a ton of salt on his food. So I just learned to cook with no salt, period. Um, so we haven't brought up the subject of hydration, but on many of my shows we've talked about, water is the cheapest medicine there is. Um, yeah, how does that fit into your lifestyle? It sounds like it must be a major part.
water,
Yes.
water every day, water every day, water every day, every night, every minute, every hour. I mean, it honestly, I think with age too, I noticed like I prefer more fresh and juices and natural sugars, and because it just feels right after I eat it. Like I don't feel so sluggish or so like I don't want to do anything. So yeah, before, especially on a hot day, I want an ice cold water. not a soda.
Mm. You know, there was just a study that came out this week. I read it in Prevention Magazine. It was basically, especially in your age group, colon cancer and some of the GI cancers are really, raging right now. But what struck me about the article is that all of the research subjects were nurses. And it was like, why did they pick us? How did they know the way we?
I, I'm transparency. I just had to go to the GI doctor because of just not having that fiber and just
Right.
I got used to standing up and eating. So it's like I don't even like because you be on the go. And I was working urgent care at the time and I was by myself. So I had to be front desk, nurse, all that to the provider. And whoever came in during me eating, I had to stop eating or I had to hurry up and eat before the next person or the next wave of patients come. So I developed the worst eating habits, barely eating because of that, and ended
Yeah.
me with the GI visit. And luckily it was just incorporate more fiber and, do this and nothing really serious because at that time, I was in North Carolina and they wanted to take my gallbladder. And I was like, wait a minute, let me get a second opinion at home. And whole time it was just eat more fiber.
That's a good point. People don't realize that you don't always have to take the first answer you get from the medical folks. And I never tell people to ignore the traditional medicine. I've got a medical license like you do, but when you have a lot of say and power, it might seem like less the way the insurance challenges are right now and hospitals closing. But bottom line, you are in charge of your body. And if something doesn't feel right and it's not an emergency, life threatening situation, it's not unreasonable to get a second opinion, see what your options are. So, do you, like, have you, when you were first starting off on this venture, did you teach your, teach your family and your people around you? Uh, do were they supportive or did they just think you're a little weird?
No, they was very supportive. They're still supportive to this day. I know they watching. Hi, family. Hi, friends. Thank you for supporting me. But no, they were very supportive. Like the moment I have my batches made up of whatever examples or they're on it like hey like you wash your hands, they at the sink washing their hands, they're giving me their real opinions about my product. I have wonderful support behind my business. I'm That's what actually keeps me going is the support from my business. Like I said, I started back in 2021 and I had stopped finishing nursing school and chasing that career, and then I got back home during the whole GI issue. And I just posted like throwback pictures of my business from before. And next thing you know, I immediately two messages like, hey, when are you gonna do it again? I miss your product. I want that kind of drove me back to like, okay, this is where I'm really back home to get my business back off the market and get her out there to all people, all ages, all groups, genders, and everything else, because this product is for everyone.
So, one of the things when I met you, basically on the street show, it's so many nurses are really burned out these days, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't one of them after 40 some years as a nurse. But I want nurses to know that you're not stuck in a box. You can, at any stage in your career, you can take whatever means the most to you as a nurse and go with it and make a difference. Because in a traditional nursing role, for the most part, we're not allowed to really be what we can be, and sometimes we're not even allowed to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
So we have a joke in home care, you have catheter in your there's no time to stop. We'll be right back after this break. Not for more.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant, like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Hi, welcome back to The Holistic Nurse with Peggy Smith and Anita and her holistic skincare products. We're going to review in this section some of the just key principles of holistic skincare. Many times we don't even think about our skin until we see a breakout or there's a rash or something like that. But basically, the best results come with sort of an inside-out nourishment philosophy. Uh, the proper diet, as Lisa's already talked about, lots of hydration. Um, it's sun protection is really big. Melanoma, skin cancers, especially at all age groups. If you're out in the golf course, if you're just a jogger, it's really important to protect yourself and stay hydrated. Uh, when you are embarking on a new regime with your skin, you shouldn't try a whole bunch of products at once. Kind of introduce one new thing to your routine, um, and basically, you really achieve that cleansing and the internal part that your products kind of do the exfoliation and but internally you've got to be clean, and that comes from exercise. Is that I don't think I have to ask this. That's a big part of your routine, also, I assume.
Exercise.
Yes.
I walk around a lot. I do move a lot, but I'm not really I used to be in the gym my whole 20s, but now I just kind of just stay more active. If I can get a lot of steps in throughout the day, I try to do that. So,
Okay. Well, it's all about mindfulness and the relaxation techniques that we've talked about in the past. Um, Establishing a sleep routine. What do you do for your skin before you go bedtime? You have a different routine that's in the morning?
same kind of routine, but maybe different products. You don't need sunscreen for the the nighttime routine. You do need your favorite night serums, or if you have any Vaselines, because I know Vaseline is a good barrier, overnight barrier. I would do something like that. But also little eye mask, a little face mask here and there doesn't help. Little thermal rollers every now and then also. Just try to just incorporate different routines even if it's not something that you do every day, because some of the things is not done every day. Like exfoliating is 2 to 3 times a week. But serums or that type of skincare routine is every day. So you kind of just have to read up on, and also always talk to a dermatologist if you need any more in-depth questions or information, because they went to school for skincare. So you definitely, if you have any issues, consult with a doctor. But if you know where you kind of lack at and you can handle it at home, then you definitely go after those products and just read the ingredients too.
Right. And I think it's also be very mindful of what you put into your body food wise. Um if you have the bad habit of drinking too much soda, you might find that 2 hours after the soda, your face is breaking out, or you're feeling more stressed because of the processed sugars. Um, be- to be able to, your body regenerates at nighttime, so it really is important to get enough sleep. And having been a night shift nurse for 40 years, we kind of had a unofficial joke. I always asked your nurse how much sleep she had this week, not just yesterday, in the week, because not getting the sleep and rest that we need. Um, but and breathing actually, getting oxygen. It's not just for your lungs; it's for all parts of your body. Um, that's important. Breathing exercises, mindfulness exercises, um, and we've talked often about just asking inside, like, what do you need today for me to, and it's learning to just love and be grateful. um, that you're healthy enough to be making these choices, and because a lot of times we're surrounded by people that haven't been so fortunate. Uh, but if you do have, I mean, bad habits can be broken. Challenging habits. We work with people that often have a lifetime of less than healthy habits, and we're helping them get through the consequences of that. But it's important to love yourself anyway, and just be grateful and appreciate that you're here with the opportunity to change things. I think gratitude is an important part of a holistic outlook. Um, so, was there something special that you would like? Like, what do you do to keep yourself calm? Because it just doesn't come naturally, especially in our field.
To keep myself calm, I kind of just zone in on my goals and my dreams, because that's my bigger picture, and I don't really want to mess that up. So whatever I have going on, I just try to make sure, like, this is the end all be all for me. Like, so if that means that I have to separate myself or hang around a different group or just be by myself or ignore or walk away, that's just what I have to do to protect, for one, my peace, and then my peace comes with my brand. So I have to incorporate all of that when it comes to like just staying calm and focused, at the end of the day. So,
Okay, so do you have any new products that you're planning on having besides the basic skincare? What is your goals in the future look like with your company?
so I do. This is the first phase. This is phase number one, hence the reason why you'll see one on your jar. The second phase will be promoted next year, very soon, around springtime. And then it will be a third phase as well. So that's why it's really important to kind of put myself out there, because it's not just the matcha. We have three different phases. We have three phases altogether, but two more phases coming. And then we're also going to have like a special phase for people who can't do pretty much anything when it comes to their skin. They can't really use a lot of exfoliators and things like that. That's my end all be all final phase for my product, for my brand.
Okay. Do you use any specific vitamins and things in your products, or are these just
So the vitamins would be vitamin E, jojoba oil. We also have oat flour, rice flour. We have arrowroot flour. We have matcha, hence the reason why it's called the matcha. We have matcha green tea in it and kaolin clay. So, and of course, coconut oil, because the coconut oil is what everyone likes. Because at the end of you washing off the product, it leaves your skin so smooth and shiny to the point where you feel like I need to put on lotion or do I need to put on any oils? You still do need to put on lotion or oils, but it just leaves it so shiny and so moisturized that you feel like, wait a minute, what just happened here in my shower? So that's the coconut oil that everybody likes. And I incorporate all that, and it literally took me, I want to say, a month to make sure that each ingredient created exactly what I was looking for.
So, have you been fortunate enough to be around your grandparents, other generations? Because I've noticed over the years, we don't give them enough credit for what they've got to offer and teach us. Uh, but they didn't have products like this. But I bet I've seen people 102 with better skin, skin to die for. And they ate healthy. They didn't eat processed foods. They worked hard and many times outdoors. They got natural vitamin D in the sun, things like that.
Yeah, my
So that's
grandfather has wonderful skin. He really does. His skin is very clear, it's youthful, and he's 70, I want to say 77. So I want to say that's probably where I get my youthful skin from. And then my grandmother has that almondy tan tone all over. So I'm blessed from them.
sounds like you have good genes in your ancestry. So, yeah, obviously in your lifestyle, this is second nature to you now. Um, Somebody's just beginning, how do you because if it's too complicated, they're not going to keep it up. That's just human nature. So, how do you, when you're teaching people, how do you encourage them? What are you teaching people why they need to do this?
If this is your favorite product, you're going to use it. That's the only way I can think of it. Like when I have a good product that I like, I'm going back to buy it again and again, and I'm basically creating a bill for it. This is now my new bill. This skincare product is something that I need every month, every time it goes out. That's how I feel about my body showers. That's how I feel about my soaps, my shampoos. And that's exactly how I want people to feel about Embrace by Ness, that you cannot not have this in your shower. Like I need to exfoliate today, and the first exfoliator I want people to think of is Embrace by Ness. And that's exactly what they're going to think of just through the ingredients alone. They're instant. It's not like, oh, it took me 2 days and I finally got the softness. No, as soon as you wipe it off your skin, it's going to just give you that softness where you just cannot stop touching your hand, or you can't stop touching your leg. Or if you have rough feet, you can't stop touching your heel. You can't stop rubbing your feet together. So that's exactly how you feel when you have Embrace by Ness. And that's how I feel when I have a favorite product that I have in my shower. Like, hold on, I ran out. Let me run to the store and get some more. So I truly believe that that's how everyone is going to feel about my product, because it just creates more for you to go out and want to do more with your skincare routine. Once you have that stripping feeling, you're like, wait a minute, where's my baby oil? Where's my favorite serum or my cream or my body butter? You're going to want to just get into that whole skincare routine just from this very moment.
So you're basically showing people how to learn to love themselves, to take care of themselves.
Over well-being product. That's what holistic skincare is about your over well-being, about how you feel from the moment you decide, hey, I need to take a shower. I'm ready to take a bath. And everybody knows like taking a shower and this is not generational. This is not um female, male. This is everyone. Everyone feels calm when they're in the shower. So that's exactly how you're going to feel and add to when you have my product.
Okay. Would you say your products are for both men and women, or are most of your customers women?
Will buy it, but then the men will use it all. The men is using all their product. So I would say a lot of women, but what I get through text messages and reviews is, hey, my boyfriend or my husband, and he used all my stuff, and I need to buy some more. So I think it's really the men, but the women and the men, everyone loves it. It's a good product.
Okay, when we come back after the break, you can tell everybody how to get your products and leave us with a final message. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Bye bye.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant. Like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Hi, welcome back. We're with Embrace by Nisa and her holistic skincare products. And basically, to sum up, holistic skincare is kind of part of the commitment to total wellness in your lifestyle habits. It can result in long-term lasting skin health and radiance. And if that one area of your body is feeling good, it emanates to the other parts of your body. Tell us how we can reach your products and what you'd like us to close with today.
So you can reach my products at shopembracebynis.com. That's shopembracebynis.com. I'm also on TikTok at embrace.bynis and on Instagram at embrace.bynis. So you can reach me on my website, TikTok, or Instagram.
So, and these products are for everybody.
Everybody. I suggest everyone at any part of your life to have a skincare routine and to just find your own niche of what you like and what product would work for you
Sometimes it's not even so much the product, it's the fact that you're doing something good for yourself.
as well. I
You
agree.
know, so, is there any other closing comments you'd like to leave our viewers with?
Yes, so right now we are having 10% off until tomorrow, being as though it was my birthday. So I'm going to have 10% off. And in your package, you will get some gloves and a little spoon here. So it's easy for you to scoop out the product. These are exfoliating gloves. This works perfect with exfoliators. So that will actually give you that extra power into creating that new skin barrier that you really will like. And I also wanted to highlight that again, that the wet scrubs are very new and inventing. These are not out like that. I don't see many scrubs in this form. So please hop on it, get on the new wave before everybody else do it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us
Thank
today.
you so much. I appreciate you putting me on, and You already know me. You can continue this for life. I love it.
So great. And it's encouragement too to all nurses out there. We do have options. We're not just trapped in our regular shifts with where we don't have any control. This is one way that niche is making a difference. Sometimes we don't have so many chances to do that. But thank you for being a nurse, a fellow nurse, and thinking outside the box. We need more nurses to be doing that, and I appreciate it. I'm happy that I met you, and thank you for coming on my show today. We'll
Thank you
be in
so much.
touch. Stay healthy
Bye-bye.
and well, and everybody will be here again next Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Each week we either discuss a holistic topic or some sort of medical patient advocacy situation, depending on what's needing to be done at that time. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
This has been The Holistic Nurse with host Peggy Smith. Tune in each week where you're encouraged to send in questions and receive private responses and suggestions if appropriate. Thursdays, 1 p.m. Eastern,